Hey guys, welcome back into the record room for a brand new year. 2025 is already off to a killer start right here because, as you can see, well, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, the record room is looking a little bit different these days. I actually spent some of my Christmas holiday moving the room around, which was no small task, let me tell you that. But this is a bit of a better background, and I have some more room in here now, which is actually nice because the record room before was something of a chaotic heaven, I guess you could say. There were just so many records, you know, in crates on the floor, and I decided, no, let's get them on shelves, and much happier this week, much happier. And this is the first video I'm recording of 2025. Wife, kids, everything's back to normal now, so I'm very happy for that. Very grateful for the time off, but very happy that things are now back to normal. And on this week's episode, I wanted to talk about an album I picked up over the holiday. I haven't actually opened it yet because I was waiting to record this episode. And it's an album I've actually wanted for a while, but an original pressing of this goes for around £100 or so, and I do like this album. Do I like it £100 worth? Probably not. I will say that. Maybe if I saw it out in the wild, but I've never actually seen it out in the wild. So my local record store, Eclipse Records, they told me that they were getting copies in. I said, well, put one of those aside because I will be having that. And it's the Smashing Pumpkins album, Adore. I always thought this was called Ava Adore, but that's the single. Single is Ava Adore. This album is just Adore. And as you can see there, it's got a nice reflective foil cover. And this one, this costs £39.99. That's the retail price, so a lot better than paying £100+. And this is actually, it has the 2014 date on the back of this, but this is the 2022 repress of the 2014 reissue. I think the album's been pressed around 10 or so times on vinyl before. The original version of this was pressed on mono. This, I believe, is a stereo repressing. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I've been going through and, you know, over the last couple of years, I've pretty much got all of the Smashing Pumpkins albums I want now. And like 2 or 3 of them have come on this nice sort of foil, you know, really thick cardstock sleeve. So yeah, quite happy about that, I must say. And I've got my trusty knife with me to bust this bad boy open. But how are you guys out there? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get any records for Christmas? I actually did. I'll be talking about some of that on future episodes. Very hard to buy records for me, as my wife keeps telling me, because I pretty much have everything I want, which is understandable. But there's always something out there. So let's take a look at this. I mean, this cardstock on this album, I can tell you now, this album is really thick, really thick. Geez, having trouble taking the shrink off of it. There we go, shrink is off. The album is now free. And this is a really thick album. And can you hear that? Let's see if I can pick it up on my microphone. Oh, nice gatefold sleeve there. And I hope the mirror board isn't too shiny, but it's gonna be because it's mirror board. The clue is in the name. But I like this, the way they've done this. The back cover, the track listing, the picture on the back, it's actually a big sticker just stuck on the back, which I actually think is pretty cool. And let's take a look inside. There is lots in here. So you do get a printed inner sleeve, one side with the lyrics, one side with some band pics, but it does also come in its own inner sleeve. Now, unfortunately, it is not a polyline sleeve, so marks off for that. But let's have a quick look at the vinyl. This was pressed at GZ, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. But there you go, that's side A and side B. If you want to take a closer look, remember you can use YouTube's pinch and zoom function if you're on mobile. Don't try and pinch and zoom your TV. And let's have a look at disc 2. I'm wondering if I've got a sleeve big enough to put this in now. There you go, there's the other printed in the sleeve. And the remaining lyrics there. I am a big fan of the latter Smashing Pumpkins output. I haven't heard the latest album yet, but up to the door, I was a very, very big fan of the Pumpkins. Pretty much everything they released up until that point, I was well and truly into. So there you go. That is a quick look at the 2022 reissue of the Smashing Pumpkins Adore, which I believe is now back available in stores. It's just been repressed. They've reignited the SKU code on it and put it back out there for everybody that missed it the last few times. I mean, I think it goes down kind of like in decreasing prices, but I'll be intrigued to hear how this one sounds, with this one being a stereo pressing. I wonder if there is much of a difference. Maybe now I'm going to have to track down a copy of the original mono pressing just to see what all the fuss is about. But thank you for joining me on this episode of The Record Room. It is truly wonderful to be back. And again, I will be updating you with constant videos all throughout 2025. So if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel, leave us a thumbs up, and drop a comment down below. As always, I will add a pinned comment once I've cleaned this up and listen to it to let you guys know what the sound quality is like. So if you are wondering, make sure you check back on this video and check out the pinned comment. But until next time, thank you once again for joining me, and spin those blackest circles.